tea has been a part of my journey since I was born. I was born in Sri Lanka, born and raised, lived there till I was 12 years old, then moved to the Middle East. I lived in Oman, country close to Dubai, and came to the States when I was 18 years old. And so tea was a way for me to connect to my roots. So today we decided let's just make some chai today live. How fun. We're gonna make chai live, and as we're making the chai, we're gonna make some pit stops along the way. And today, as we're thinking about creativity and faith, we're gonna draw out some stuff from this whole experience. And this evening, I just want you to relax. Okay, just relax, exhale, and enjoy this space. Whatever ideas, thoughts come to the forefront mind, just enjoy this experience. Okay, so if you want to take notes, you can, but I invite you to just observe and pay attention to what's going on. So let's start here. So what we're going to do today is we're going to make an Indian masala chai. Raise your hands if you had masala chai before. Yeah, praise the Lord, right? By the way, for the uninitiated, it's not chai tea. Chai means tea. So when you're saying chai tea, you're saying tea. Which can be misunderstood, and it's not good. So every time, also, did you know that every time you say chai tea, somewhere in the world, a brown grandma sheds a silent tear? That happens. You don't notice it, but that's what happens. Okay, but if you want to be if you want to be technical with this, if the tea has come through land, it's known as chai, but if it comes through the sea, it's tea. So something to keep in mind. We can go into the etymology of this later on, but yeah, something to keep in mind. Okay, that's just so now all chai, all black tea comes from one species. Did you know that? Camellia sinensis, and which is interesting because chai may be diverse in its history, but it's similar in its biology. It's very interesting that no matter if somebody's having chai in India or oolong in Hong Kong or some karak chai in the Middle East, all of them come from the same plant. It's just processed differently. It reminds me of a quote by Martin Luther King Jr. and in his commencement address to Oberlin College, and he says, "All mankind is tied together. All life is interrelated, and we are all caught in an inescapable network of mutuality tied by a single garment of destiny." Oof. Whatever affects one directly affects everybody indirectly. For some strange reason, I can never be what I ought to be until you are what you ought to be. And you can never be what you ought to be until I am what I ought to be. This is the interrelated structure of reality. Woo! I can preach just that one section. And so I believe that chai is empathy in liquid form. Because when you have tea, it's not this fast consumptive experience. When you actually go to an Indian house or an Afghanistan's person's house, you have to slow down. You have to pause. You're almost forced to actually encounter the other in that moment. True empathy is recognizing that you can never be an expert in someone else's story. You can never be an expert in someone else's story. Empathy is not endorsement. Acceptance is not agreement. But empathy could mean orienting your mind, body, and heart to the person in front of you. And chai facilitates that. It's one of those things that facilitates that. And so creation, even the process of creation, just like chai making, is, I think, can be a practice of empathy. Gospel-oriented creation is a practice of empathy. It means to create as a way to orient yourself fully to the other person. What if we created, as Christian content creators, as faith-based content creators, what if we created in order to explore rather than to exploit? Too often, especially in Christian spaces, content is used as a way to fix and solve and save. What if content was used as a way to explore, understand, and be open? We see a lot of that happening. Yeah. So that's something to keep in mind when it comes to the tea. Now, let's go into the spices. We have here a masala dabba. It's basically a spice cabinet. Look at how beautiful this is. It's so nice. Yes. And so this has cardamom, cinnamon, peppercorns, tea, cinnamon. Did I say cinnamon? Cloves. There we go. And we're gonna make ourselves a spice mix right now. So I'm gonna just add some. Let's see, 4 cardamoms. Boom, right there. Cinnamon, maybe 2 sticks over there. Let's see if we can get some peppercorns. We don't want too much peppercorns right there. Cloves. Cloves are very dangerous. Have you ever bitten into a clove before? Oof. Not the best experience. It'll numb your mouth. Good stuff. So actually, you can have a clove after you've tried the abomination that is the Starbucks chai tea latte. So you can have it to cleanse your palate. Then you can try this, right? Okay. Then cool. So I think we good. Close right there. And I'm gonna crush this. Did you know that adding crushed spices to chai was originally an act of protest? Some of you know this, some of you don't. Before World War II, India was under British colonization and tea was very bitter. They just had tea, water, and a spot of milk, and that's it. And so what did the people do? The chai wallas, the chai baristas, what did they do? At the train stations, they would sneak in some of the spices that they use for their curries and their foods into the tea, and they would serve it to the people. And so people would try it and I'm like, ooh, that tastes like us. That tastes like heritage. That tastes like history. So masala chai was a beverage of protest. It's a way of reclaiming back what was supposed to be theirs in the first place. The masala chai is a cup of justice. It's a cup that reminds us to be sensitive to the plights of others. Whenever I try this, it just reminds me of the people who have come before me. I'm a grandson of a tea estate worker who was colonized under the British rule. So every time I make this and drink it, and not just me, but so many people in my country, it's not just a beverage. It's not just a purely consumptive experience. It's tapping into a history of struggle, a history of protest. Japanese theologian Makoto Fujimura, I hope I'm not messing up that name, he basically says that in order for reconciliation work to happen, you need both justice and beauty. Beauty and justice equals reconciliation. He talks about that. And he basically says that if you really want to get into really trying to get into the work of building bridges, you have to ally your justice efforts with creative work, creative art. And so that's why we have poets and musicians and artists and creators. They're the ones who are catalyzing justice movements all across the world. Beauty and justice to reconcile people groups. What if the question is your creativity building bunkers to protect us from them, whoever them are? Or is your creativity building bridges between us and them? Because every one of us has an us and all of us has a them. Right? So, good stuff. So we're going to start our process here. And everybody good? Good. So let's do, this is an induction stove. I'm going to put some water here. Notice that I'm not measuring anything. So part of this is because when I came to, this is black tea, by the way, when I came to the United States, actually, you know what? Before we do that, we forgot about the ginger. Let's see. Ginger just washed. And we can crush that a little bit. Let's do that here. So part of the reason why I actually make chai without a recipe is because my dad never used a recipe. My mom never used a recipe. My grandmother didn't use a recipe. So when I came to the United States at 18 years old, 2 suitcases and a backpack, first time in the country, no friends, no family in the country, I was desperate to connect to home. And the one thing that I realized was that I love food and I wanted to connect to food. So I started to make chai without a recipe, as a way to connect to my roots. And at this point, I've done this to the point where it's almost second knowledge. You just do it. And there's things that you do that you just keep doing it, and you're like, this is second knowledge. Like I don't need a blueprint. I don't need the system. Because you put in the reps. And one of the things that I have to keep in mind, even as content creator and all of that, is to trust my intuition at times, to trust your voice. I recently had a conversation with somebody in the Oregon conference, and that somebody is actually here right now, by the way, under the sound of my voice. And this person was telling me, bro, I'm into content creation and I'm making videos, but like the love that I first had, it's not there anymore. It's like, why? What's going on? It's like, yeah, man, I had my own voice, and but then I took this course and I took this class and I was listening to the different people and like I got this blueprint and I started doing it, but I don't know, it worked, I got the views and stuff, but I feel like I'm burning out. Basically, this person wasn't free to create like themselves. And it's so common, especially in Christian content creation spaces, that we see a blueprint that works, and they're like, oh, wow, that worked for somebody else. Let me copy that person. And now, don't get me wrong. You could, especially if you're in the beginning, like you have to copy different people. Someone once said, milk a lot of cows, but churn your own butter. Meaning, like, if you steal from one person, you're a thief. But you steal from 1,000 people, you're an artist. Because you have to copy. You have to copy at some point. But I really like what this guy Kafka said. He basically said that, and I'm paraphrasing here, he said, reading and writing and creating are attempts to bring the ice axe to the frozen seas within. Where you just, every time you create something, it's like you're just getting that ice axe and you're just going to the point where now you're going to finally see like, oh, maybe, I feel good about creating that. Like I feel good about that. But you won't get there till you put in the ice axe over and over and over again. And then you probably end up being a South Asian Adventist pastor who is making chai, but also friends with a bunch of witches online. So, I'm putting in the milk right now. Oh, it's looking so good. I wish you can see it, but you will see it soon. Hopefully. Yeah, you will. Yes. So, tomorrow we're going to talk about how to create from your story, because that's been my bread and butter. Because I realized, man, life is too short to create like somebody else. And we're going to learn about like how do you use your lived experience and the narratives of your own lives as a canvas for storytelling and a canvas for creation. Tomorrow, I was going to give you the whole thing. This is the first time I've ever done it. Kaleb asked me, you do this, you talk about yourself, vulnerability, this and that. I like it. What's the blueprint? What's the thing? And I was like, I don't know. I just make stuff. So thank you for the opportunity for me to put words into paper. And so and tomorrow we're going to talk about it. All right. And so hopefully it'll be relevant to us. Yeah, regardless of what your industry is. Right now we're waiting for this thing to boil. And waiting sucks. Waiting sucks because you want the powder. Everybody's like, give me the powder because I want to just kick it and go to the next thing. That's not chai. Like, come on. That's something else. It's probably Starbucks. So you don't want that. Come on. This is, you have to trust the process. You have to wait. I look for a couple of things when it's waiting, because now it's boiling. But I look for like small bubbles. I look for medium bubbles. Then I look for a boiling point. I wait for this thing to boil over. Because if I take it too early, the flavors won't be good. But if I take it too late, then we're going to have stovetop flavored chai. We don't want that either. So when it comes to content creation, at least for me, there've been seasons. We go through seasons of like, okay, today, this season is a build season where we're just making stuff. But sometimes there's dry seasons where there's no ideas. and there's nothing, and you're just waiting. You're just in the wilderness of inspiration. What do? You wait. But you do the things that you need to do, but sometimes it's okay to not rush, because because at the right time, what's going to happen is there'll be situations in your life that happens. God will move in different ways. You'll read something, or you'll come across something, you'll face some struggle, whatever, and all of a sudden inspiration will strike, and then you will make those things. But I also like something someone once said about inspiration. This is not in my notes. I'm thinking about this right now. Said, I don't know who said this, but it says, inspiration strikes to me all the time. It only is basic, and it always strikes at like 4:00 in the morning every day. And the basic idea is that they step into work, and they don't wait for inspiration for them to create. They just do the thing. They just put in the reps. They put in the ice axe. And in the process of creating the thing, you'll learn like more and more things. But you have to put in the reps. You have to put in the reps. See, right now, I'm looking at this chat right now. It doesn't look like anything is happening. Maybe some steam is happening. But the heat is on, and things are happening in your creativity, and things are happening in your life. What seems like wasted energy is but stored energy for a breakthrough. What seems like wasted energy is but stored energy for a breakthrough. So if you're feeling like you're dry and you're like, man, I'm not inspired, don't worry. You're not wasting. You're just steeping. You're just steeping. You're just brewing. Let it brew. Let it do your thing. Look at that. I don't know if now it's basically what's happening is the chai is like almost boiling over to the point. Take it out. And that's when you know it's done. You take it too early, it's going to be good. So now it's ready for the sweetener. And we are going to do some fun things right now. Everybody good so far? Okay. All right, so we're going to add some. Can you guys actually smell it or no? Some of you smell it? Don't you dare tell me it smells bad. That's not. It smells heavenly. Okay. 3 teaspoons of sugar. Need more. Because the thing is, you need good chai needs a little bit of like sweetness. It has to be sweet, right? Some people are like, no, I want the authentic kind, the one that like really just like demolishes my throat. It's like, no, why? Yeah. So let's see. So at this whole time, I'm gonna actually taste it and just. But it's not done yet because it's still kind of thin. This is where the fun happens. Let's see, actually. We're going to aerate. And if you've seen some of my videos, you know what this process is. Basically, a process of actually transferring liquid from one pot to the next, back and forth, right? The reason why we do this for a couple of reasons. Number one, it kind of cools the chai just a little bit, but also it adds more body, more thickness, more volume to the chai. So it just feels fuller. And so that's what we're going to do. And, as I'm thinking about aeration, I'm thinking about displacements, going from one place to the next. That's been my life. Sri Lanka to the Middle East, to Michigan, to San Diego, to back to Michigan, now to Oregon. And as I'm saying this, there's some of you like, man, I've moved so much. But not just about movement, physical movement, but you've also gone through different experiences in your life that has pulled you from one thing to the next, and one thing to the next, one thing to the next. Here's something that I want to let you know. The disorientations, the displacements that you have felt in your life, they don't need to disorient you. Even if you feel disoriented, what happens, it deepens your flavors. It deepens your flavors. And when you go from transition to transition to transition, I highly, highly encourage you. We're going to talk about this tomorrow, to record those moments. Record those liminal spaces. When you go from one place to the next, that's when you are forced to like really think through, man, who is Kevin Wilson? Now, who is Paul? Who is John? Who's Jose? Like, those are the moments. And when those moments happen, you don't have to create stuff, capture the stuff then and there. because you can create the stuff later. We're going to talk about that even more tomorrow. We're going to talk about, I'm just giving you little, and we're going to talk about that tomorrow, right? But the point is, the moments, the stories and the moments that you record today will become stories and moments that will save somebody else tomorrow. Even if that someone is you. Even if that someone is you. We would not have the Psalms if David didn't write about his trauma. We would not have the Gospels if the guys were like, yo, what did Jesus say? Matthew, oh yeah, he said this. Ooh, write it down. Write it down. My youth pastor once told me, and this is probably something that I'll never forget. He said, the shortest pencil is longer than the longest memory. Man, I'm dropping all this stuff, Jose. But nobody's listening. Nobody's listening. Oh, man. Okay. Let's see. Okay. We're going to aerate. Aeration. So basically, this is the technique right there. Ooh. So that is aeration. And you go to South Asia, if you go to parts of the Middle East, you will see that this is oftentimes a performance art. I'm dropping stuff, actually. But if you see, there are some people who just do some crazy stuff with this thing. But this is what you would need to do to get more body to and more deeper flavors to the chai. We're almost done. We are almost done. Now, move some stuff around. And we are going to pour. You like this little chai caddy here? So nice. I'm going to move some of these things here so that some of us can see. And someone said they volunteer as tribute. Good stuff. Let me just put it over here. Guys, friends, fellow creators, did you know that when you go to heaven, you are at the gate. You're like, finally, you're done. This is it. You know that I'll be there with the Apostle Thomas. Reason why it's Thomas is Thomas went to India. And Thomas and I were serving chai to you. If someone's serving anything other than chai, you're not in heaven. I'm going to try mine first. Okay. Amazing. Notice why it's very like I drink it like there's noises and there's slurping and all that. It's almost like, ooh, what are you doing? No, listen. You go to South Asia, you go to parts of the world. You have to do to get the full resolution of the flavors, because certain things hit certain parts of all of this differently, and that gives different resolutions, different flavor profiles. And just like chai, just like coffee, you try coffee, it's like, ooh, that's like, little blueberry. It's like, that's like little cocoa. It's like, first of all, that's amazing. I don't even try those, but maybe some of you can help me with that to try the different notes. But chai for me, like I get that though. I resonate with that intentionality when it goes into the beverage, right? My cousin in Sri Lanka, he's an assistant tea estate manager. What he does, his primary responsibility, every single day, this brother tries at least 100 cups of tea every day. Every day. But it's not even with milk and everything. It's just basically black tea and water. That's it. No sugar, nothing, black tea and water from the tea estate. This brother, and he showed me how to do this. He'll take a sip and he will spit it into the thing. And he'll and he'll mouth off words. You're like, bright, mellow. Ooh, that's copper tone. This is that's speech. That's from, and he will say numbers. He'll be like, ooh, that's 500, 750, and then I was like, yo, what are those numbers? He's like, those are the elevation levels of the tea, rather than from the tea estates. And he could tell it just by tasting, because he has this kind of memory palette that he has honed in over and over again. And that's the same thing for creativity. Like you put in the reps, photography, content, whatever, put in the reps, develop your own palette, and then that you can use to actually determine what's good, what's not good, all that stuff. But you have to put in the reps. You have to show up and trust the process. So let's see. Actually, we're gonna try. There's 3 more cups here, okay? But I've been trying to figure out how to do this. Let's see. Okay, we want to try to figure out who's arrived here. Like, we want to see like the farthest. Okay, let's see. How do we do this? Raise your hands if you're arriving from the Pacific Northwest. So that's Oregon, Washington. Okay. Let's go more east. So, what do you mean? East Coast. So when I say you have flown from there to be here. I don't want that. My grandfather's from Michigan. No, none of that. Like none of that. Like, oh, my my auntie's from India. No, none of that. I want to know where you've come from today. New York. I'm here in New York. Farther than New York. California. Okay. California. New York. Okay. Out of the country. Let's see. Okay. Anybody out of the country? Chile. Come on up. Wow. Come on here, brother. Okay. Anybody closer than Chile? Anybody else? Mexico? Yup. Come on. Yeah, I told you. Like, I'm from Mexico. Good for you. Wait. Who, I called only you. Who's you? Go ahead. ¿Cómo estás?
Oh, okay.
Muy bien.
Mi esposa enseñando un poquito español.
Muy bien.
No muy bien. Yes. Wow, Chile. Man, have you tried chai before? You have. Okay. So this is oat milk and chai, right? Yes. So I want you to try it. Yes. What's your name, man? Eli. Nice to meet you. So did you also travel from Chile? No, don't drink it. What are you doing? Wait.
It's better.
Wait. Relax. And relax.
No, I'm from like Portland.
You're from Portland?
Yeah.
Okay, but how did this happen? Like, did you...
They just asked me.
Okay.
I speak Spanish.
Okay, yes. You're doing the Lord's work here, so it's good, yeah. Okay, but hold on. Wait. Okay, this is Chile. Okay, I'm trying to say... So, we got some East Coast... New York, Chicago. Anybody else farther than New York, Chicago? Colombia? But you actually traveled from Colombia? Come on. Don't give me that. Nicole, come on up. I'll give you that. I'll give you this. Everybody give a round of applause to Nicole. You're gonna hear from Nicole tomorrow. I'm so excited to be a part of this. Okay, so we're gonna try this out. Okay? So everybody, live reactions, okay? Okay. Go.
Exquisito.
Very good.
Oh. Ginger, he's giving ginger, thank God.
I'm gonna sell it.
Oh, wow. Do you have chai in or like teas in Chile?
In Chile?
Really? Really? That's good. This is so good, guys. Amazing. Thank you. Yeah, that's true. Saffron, she's a baker. Nicole's a baker. Very good. Okay, give a round of applause, everybody. We should go back. Yeah. So thank you. No, take the cup. 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 But bring the cup back to me. It's very expensive. So bring it back. I want to put something on the screen really quick before we end our time together. Because we're thinking about reconciliation, as we're thinking about justice work. This is the first time we are advertising this. This is the first time I'm even talking about this. We are actually launching a cross-culture tours this year. So essentially, it's an 11-day experience of Sri Lanka where you get to go through all different parts of Sri Lanka and try different things, to try different experiences. The itinerary is packed, it's booked, and it's very limited seating. This is the first inaugural trip. And you're going to try tea, a lot of tea, but you're also going to try different things. It's a cross-cultural educational tour. But what's really cool about this is that we are partnering with Address Sri Lanka, that part of the proceeds, so portion of the proceeds, the ticket that you pay is going to build or renovate an entire school in one of the marginalized communities in Sri Lanka, in the tea estates, one of the tea estates in Sri Lanka. Yeah. So it's very limited seating. It's absolutely live. So if you want more information about this, get the QR code, shameless plug, but listen, it'll change your life. Yeah, you're going to go see where I grew up, my grandfather, all that stuff. I'm going to be there. It's going to be a great time. It's going to be a great experience. And as we close, I want to share this quote with you at the end of this book. Well, this book, who's this guy? Crazy. And somehow this book showed up. I was like, wow, bro, this is wild. Now here, I'm going to read this story time with Chaiwala Kevin. This is the last thing that I want to leave you with, and I will let you go for other things. As you sip your chai today, some other people also may it remind you that your story is neither an afterthought nor an anecdote, but a saga, a multicolored tapestry of tales representing a genealogy of difficulties, joys, and hopes, all tied together by a single thread of courage, bonded by the thick adhesive of relationships, and held together by a single cup. That's you. That's all of you. And may this weekend be a weekend of new flavors, new opportunities, new spaces. May the ground, may the dryness, whatever some of you are feeling, may that be fruitful. May that flourish. May you come out of this experience this weekend with just hope, renewed hope, knowing that faith-based content, Christian content can look different, can look meaningful, can be done in a way that builds bridges and changes lives. And the first life that changes being yours. Yours. So thank you, Jesus, for this time. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for Sabbath. And may this weekend be a space where you encounter us. And I pray that you sensitize our hearts, sensitize our minds to the frequency of your voice. In Jesus' name, we all say, Amen. Amen.